Now, Jamaicans have been receiving their second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, but what happens if you miss the second jab? A Johns Hopkins epidemiology professor says while science is still probing the limits of efficacy, the best decision is to get it as soon as you can. Javon Keys reports.
40,000 Jamaicans are set to receive their second dose of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine for the month of May, and the government has been appealing to citizens to come in. But what happens if you miss the second dose? Associate Professor of Medicine and Epidemiology at the Johns Hopkins University, Dr. Damien Pigott, addressed the matter while speaking at a recent COVID-19 town hall put on by Caribbean Vulnerable Communities CVC.
There has been guidance that if you don't quite get the dosing interval perfectly right relative to the second dose, that you should still get the second dose, right? And not necessarily restart the whole series. That's been the guidance. We're going to continue to have to follow that, right, in terms of the science. That might change.
An 8 to 12-week threshold has been used to set appointments for second doses of the vaccine. But as to how far between the two doses is too late,
I'm not sure we know the answer to that question.
Dr. Pigott says while scientists look to answer that question, they are also looking to address other uncertainties.
One of the unknowns is whether there will be a need for boosters, even for folks who've gotten the two-dose. For those where there are two-dose vaccines, we still have one-dose vaccines. But where there's a two-dose vaccine requirement, even for those, for all of the vaccines, the question of whether there will be a need for a booster, that information is a TBD, to be determined.
Vaccine hesitancy is a global issue caused partly by concerns over the unknown long-term effect of the vaccine. Dr. Pigott says taking the vaccine must therefore be an informed decision.
We could only know based on the time frame that we've had, right, with the vaccine, right? But that's based on everything that's been done so far, we can only go on the data that we have to date. So it's weighing up the hospitalization and death that COVID-19 has brought so far, the potential continued risk in the absence of being vaccinated, potentially that can have in terms of, we know that these vaccines have been very effective in preventing hospitalization and death. And so that risk is something to be weighed up.
Javon Keys, TVJ News.